Hey guys, inbounds at Motorhome Rehab Ranch, and this is kind of a epilogue or a takeaway uh, from the Wyoming that Busted trip. But actually, it's some good content, and it's something that it's kind of an elephant in the room that people don't want to talk about because we always want to believe each other. We always want something to run perfect. And if things run perfect, how much is it going to cost to do it? And the price you come up with, that's if everything works perfect. Well, nothing works perfect. I used to tell people, whatever price that we kind of think is going to cost, it's going to not be that number, whatever it is. The only thing that I could say that would help is that I'll document everything that's done. I'll document everything that's done, the time and the materials that's done, and I'll charge for what's done. And when we all go through it at the end, if there's something that doesn't make sense, let's talk about it. It's the best that I could ever come up with because if you want an estimate with a low price, nobody knows. And the guy can't be in business to lose money. He's there, to pay his taxes and to have a business. So if everything works perfect, then he gets the money he needs, but nothing works perfect. So that's the conundrum, right? And so problem we had on this delivery, it wasn't ready, okay? It wasn't that, something broke more or whatever, but the understood, arranged things that needed to be done were not finished. And you say, "Oh, well, he's a terrible guy. He couldn't do his job." Blah, blah. Hold on. It's unreasonable to expect someone to take something that's 50 years old and stay right on a timeline. And it doesn't. If a guy gives you an absolute guarantee it's going to cost that, and it comes out to that exactly to the penny, be very scared. Because how could he possibly know unless he took it completely, utterly, completely apart? Okay? You can't guess because you'll be over here working and something over here will fall off. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't care about that. No, don't look." No, you got to look at that. Why? Because the machine is just full of them. Okay? And think about this. If a shop is willing to work on your vehicle, now you say your vehicle, to you it's very important, and to you it's rare and special, and people want to spend, you want a good job. But you've got to find a shop that thinks the way you do, and not all of them don't do that. And why? Because to make a living at something, it's not labor is the money sucking pig of the world, and there's no shortcut. Earl Scheib, paint any car, $49.95. Brother, everything is cut corners. Every industry does it. There's always, in every industry, there's one guy that says he's the best quality, and there's one guy that says I can do it for less. In everything. Think about it. There's a better hamburger and a cheaper hamburger. There's better gas and cheaper gas. There's better this and, supersized stuff. There's no way around labor. You'll have to cut things. You'll have to not do the job that's expected to be cheaper. And the way labor is going, I'm happy that I'm not in business of selling labor to do this anymore, because I am embarrassed on the labor rates that shops must charge to pay for the taxes and to pay for it. It went on and on and on and on. My rent alone was $15,000 a month to have a place big enough to work on this big machine. There was no way around it. Okay, if you could stack them on your bumper and pull them on and rock them, and work on them like that, but you had to have the space to do it. Okay, and it cost the money and the labor to have legitimate labor, not somebody that's not paying the rules, people that have the credentials. In Canada, you have to be an actual certified mechanic to work on things. That would go crazy. You'd go crazy with something like that in Florida. There's more people, they just hang a sheet up and say, yeah, man, I'm a mechanic. So all of that said, guy that's doing this work is willing to do the work, which is number one, the first hurdle. Okay. All you say, well, there's a couple of places in the country that just do this. I'll take it to them. You're 2 years backlog. Why? Because there's interest in these things. When we sat and did a takeaway about closing the co-op, one of the takeaways was, all you guys are coming in, you're wanting these services done and stuff, and we're not going to be here anymore. Okay? What's a good way to get all this stuff done? I'm working right now on more projects than I ever did because I've got them all over the country. Right? So the idea of, in your area, find some talent that can do this because you're right there. You can stay with it. Okay? And you can watch them. You can rub their shoulders and make sure they have the parts. Don't let things die because he's got all this other stuff. He's trying to pay all his bills and stuff. Working on this motorhome, I'm first thing I say when I talk to mechanics is thank you for working with this motorhome. I know it maybe you had to make a decision on this, and thank you. And I want to be here to help you. Okay, so Motorhome Rehab Ranch came out of what is it that we can contribute, or what is it that the future community is going to need, and what it's going to need is the expertise on how to do this, or somebody in your loop that can answer those questions when somebody runs up to something. And that's what we're doing here. So here's what we're going to do. And in talking with Dennis, the head coach, Armando in this, and where the coach is about an hour away from where I'm at, right? So I'm going to get in the loop to the point I'm going to go over there every week, furnish him what he needs, rub his shoulders, just do the same thing you would do. What I'm asking you to do is to find local talent. Okay? These things are not rocket science. If they just know a few things, if somebody's willing to do it, no problem. All right? So I'm going to go over there as frequent as I can, whenever he needs something, to keep him moving, to rub his shoulders, to be sure that there's nothing in his way to finish that. In other words, help him make money on the project and to do a good job with it, right? And this is right down the alley of what Motorhome Rehab Ranch and the ranch hands and stuff that I can do. I can be a loop or a spoke in your wheel. I never wanted to be a hub. I wanted to be a spoke, and actually what I wanted to do is this: help you do your best, help your mechanic do his best, right? So the takeaway on what happened here is that there needs to be someone in the loop on the owner's side that follows the thing, because these shops that are willing to do it have not done that many of them. And even if they have done a few of them, and if they have done a few, they would welcome any help. I'll guarantee you. And if they haven't done these, and they recognize the fact that I'm not going to charge them, that I'm on your side, that I'm going to help him work for you, that so far everybody is welcome. I have two motors being built right now. I got one guy's got the front clip of his coach is the whole front frame clip down, and he's doing the whole front end. And brother, that's the way to do it. The other takeaway that we had when we looked at co-op was, how many times can you take and button the head of the horse back on until the horse, it just won't stay anymore? There is no precedent for anything to do the same job as it was made that's 50 years old. Not. Now, aircraft, yeah, you can go fly in a DC-3, but I'll guarantee you that the pilot doesn't have to go in there and flip on the magnetos and thump a gauge to make it work. FAA is told him that that thing has to be updated, and there is nothing out there, if you think about it, that we rely on a daily basis, and which you would do if you're out in a motorhome, is 50 years old. Okay, so when someone's working on these things, it's a holistic view, because you got everything is somewhere very far into its envelope of life. Everything. So the takeaway was, build the complete chassis. Build the whole thing. Make it drive around with nothing on it. And then take your body and put it on it. If you've got so many problems mechanically that this thing just won't get off the jacks and go anywhere, seek someone that can do that, and I'll help you do it. Because it just, the older they get, the more you're going to have to look at these things in a holistic view. It's just the case, okay? All right. Today's takeaway is, let me help you guys do things with your coach through other people. All right? Don't have to be there. I'm not going to fly to Utah. By the way, all the things that we had planned on the Wyoming trip after we got to Wyoming are still on. I still would love to meet with the club up there. And now, like I said on the last video, we have 3 Mac dashes to put in the Utah area. So we're still going to have a whole lot of fun. And you say, oh, well, you can't do it this week. Oh, the world's going to blow up. No, it's not. No, it's not. We'll get this done, and it'll be done right. It'll be done one time, and we'll have a good time with it. I'm having a great time with this. And at the bottom of this this video, you'll see we made lemonade from lemons. I mean, he's always all the way down from Utah. I mean, from Wyoming. He's watching the weather, and man, there's snow coming in and stuff. So I took him over to the eastern edge of the ranch, to the beach house. So we had a couple of days there. He'd never seen the Atlantic Ocean. And in the big scheme of things, with the understanding that I'm going to get in the loop and help him get this thing done and help Armando do his best, this really shows that, you know, this is what's going to be needed. And the older these things get, the more it's going to need something like this. So let me help you, whether it's doing what I'm doing here or just answering some questions or part numbers or whatever. That's the kind of thing that that we want to put together, and that's what I feel that I'm asking the ranch hands to support me, to help me do. We've got an editor now, and start messing with the Patreon site and the YouTube site, because videos are starting to build up, and you may have some fun things. There's one video on YouTube. I've lost it for 10 years. Didn't realize it was there. If you go real close to the oldest YouTube, there's one on there that says Cooperative Motorworks promo. Go check that out. That was a project from a student from Full Sail Studio or University here in Orlando. They needed to make a a full-length promo video, and this was it. Take a look. I lost it for 10 years. All right, we're going to get back to what we've been doing before. I've talked with the fabricator. I have a full set of gussets on the way to me within the next week, 10 days. So we're going to get those, and man, I'm going to be on that like snot. I'm going to put that in, check it out. You got to understand, I have a 73. I've got that big rubber thing front to back, and mine's drooping. My doors won't open. Mine is a perfect poster child that if we can fix mine, brother, we can fix anything. Okay. So that project is on run and really going. The reason I'm holding back a little bit on the drive shaft, this may be selfish, but we're getting ready to put in a new fence here at the ranch, and it's gonna be right next to where I park JG, and if I take him down and pull the drive shaft out, and they want to put the fence in, well, here we are, you know. So I want to keep it mobile, keep things operational and stuff. I'm doing some more things in it that I may use as some videos, but I'm going to hold off on the drive shaft part. Um, I think on the first episode of that one, I showed you what the boots are. Okay. What I may do is put a little in between episode just like this, where I'm not going to put it down, and I'll explain some things and then come back later and do some video. Okay. We may go at that one. All right. Well, look, the takeaway on this video today: follow me, follow us, follow this motorhome in getting mechanically back on the road, looking pretty, and make a cross-country trip. All right, man. Thank you for your time here. Thanks. Hit like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. Ranch hands, how we doing, man? Give me some updates. Give me some comments. I've been talking to a couple of you, like the guy with the frame clip out. Man, I want to see pictures of that. It's great. I'm really happy that I can help. And you know, everybody's not doing exactly what I'm doing. That's cool. It depends on what assets you have. If you have a lift, if you have this, and you know, depends on what you have. There's a lot of ways to skin that cat. Okay. One guy, he can't jack it up, and I didn't want to press him harder on why he couldn't go up any higher, but I believe him. He's going to dig a hole. Got up as high as he can. He's going to dig a hole. He's going to drop the hole, get the caboodle out into the hole. I want to see pictures of that. I bet you do too. So I'll pass them on. All right. Again, thanks for your time. We'll see you next time. I've got something coming up here I think you're going to enjoy. See you.